You guys have zero patience, I swear to God. To begin the March review, we must start with CONCACAF, because in the first round we had two playoff ties, Anguilla versus Turks and Caicos, but more importantly, the highly anticipated US Virgin Islands versus the British Virgin Islands. The one and only Virgin Derby. And you might be asking yourself, Maxwell, why didn't you play for the US team? I will find where you live. In the first leg, it took 73 minutes for us to see the US Virgins take the lead. However, that was cancelled out by the British Virgins, who scored in the second minute of stoppage time. In the second leg, refereed by Ken Pennyfeather, the two Virgin teams could not be separated after 120 minutes, so this derby would go down to a penalty shootout. The British team would go on to win and be rewarded with something Virgins all over the globe dream of achieving one day. That's right. Qualification to the second round of CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. Oh yeah, I almost forgot there was the other game. Anguilla and Turks and Caicos played out in reverse. The first leg ended 0-0 and the second leg played out a 1-1 draw.
You're recording. You filming again? Are you filming again?
Then in the penalty shootout, Anguilla prevailed, and by the way, they are second bottom in FIFA ranking, so this was a big step for the program. Now we move on to the other confederation that had qualifiers. Asia. Over in Group A, Asian Cup champions Qatar continue their perfect record with 2 wins against Kuwait. With these victories, they have already confirmed a spot in the third round. India and Afghanistan played each other twice in this window. In the first game, it was a 0-0 draw. 5 days later, we had the second game in India where the legendary Sunil Chetri scored an early penalty. Celebrations in Guwahati were short-lived, however, as Afghanistan came back late to win 2-1. Considering how many players the Afghan team were missing and how just months prior they were revolting against their manager, this is pretty impressive.
It is decent! Tell them, lad, it's decent!
Then you look at it on the other hand. Jesus Christ, India. You are f***ing shit. Usually I try to be nice, but you guys are just ass. And your federation is doing you no favors. I know despite all that, you're still gonna find a way to talk so much shit. You know, I wish I had this much delusion. Despite all I just said though, somehow India are second in this group after the March window. This window is just giving us everything. First we had the historic derby, now we have Japan versus North Korea. The first match went to Japan as Ao Tanaka scored the only goal of the game. Man, it wouldn't have been nice to have him at the Asian Cup, huh? We were supposed to see an even funnier version of this match in North Korea. However, we were once more denied greatness after North Korea decided against hosting the game, citing the rice and strep A cases in Japan. FIFA went on to award Japan all 3 points, and with that win, Japan have locked themselves into the third round. On the other side of the group, Syria managed a draw with Myanmar away from home and then tore them to shreds 5 days later. They now sit comfortably in second, 4 points above third place North Korea. Now managed by caretaker and legendary striker Hwang Song-hong, South Korea took an early lead against Thailand through their talisman Son Heung-min. However, in the second half, the Thais responded with an impressive goal from youngster Sufanat Muanta, who has 7 goals in 19 caps already. The South Koreans would get the final laugh in Bangkok though, as they made some fresh pad kra pao out of their opponents. Meanwhile, we had old money versus new money. That's a Crazy Rich Asians reference. China's last hope, Wu Lei, would put the team on his back for about the 80th time and scored 2 first-half goals. But then in the second half, Singapore, remembering they were playing China, took advantage of their opponent's god-awful defending and scored 2 of their own. China, however, did get the final say after beating Singapore 4-1 in the return fixture at home. Wu Lei scored 2 again, Wei Shi Hao got himself 1, and so did Fernandinho. Fernando. They're never beating the allegations, man. Looking at the table now, South Korea are first with 10 points, and just behind them is China, who play them in the next window. Thailand are just hanging in there, and I wouldn't count them out if they can redeem their poor showing in Bangkok back in November. I was gonna go to that game, by the way, but I had jet lag. Over in Group D, both Kyrgyzstan and Oman were fathering. Oman beat Malaysia twice, and Kyrgyzstan dug Taiwan its grave. After the March window, it's still pretty tight in this group, however. Kyrgyzstan and Oman are both tied on points and goal difference. They play each other on the final day. Meanwhile, Malaysia is still in contention, just 3 points behind the top 2. Group E is pretty similar. Uzbekistan beat Hong Kong 2-0 away and then 3-0 at home, while Iran stamped on Turkmenistan and Tehran and then edged past them 5 days later. After these results, both Iran and Uzbekistan are confirmed for the third round. Over in Group F, Iraq continue their perfect record at the top with 2 straight wins versus Diaspora FC. Over in the next group, after an incredible Cinderella run in the Asian Cup final, Jordan put a total of 10 goals past Pakistan throughout March. On the other hand, group leader Saudi Arabia Austria had a doubleheader with Tajikistan, and they won the first game with an early goal from Selam Al-Dosari. In the return fixture, the Saudis again took the lead. However, Tajikistan equalized with 10 minutes remaining to stay in the hunt for the third round. Looking at the group now, Saudi Arabia tops it with Jordan 3 points behind them. These two play each other on the final day, which could open a door of opportunity for Tajikistan, who will play Jordan away in the next window. Group H is pretty much decided as well. UAE collected 2 wins against Yemen, and with a little bit of historical revisionism, Bahrain could have probably claimed to have beat Nepal so bad that part of their flag fell off. After the March window, UAE have sealed a spot in the next round, while Bahrain is 1 point away from making it happen as well. So in my last video, I accidentally called Austria Australia twice. I don't know how I didn't catch it, because I go through my videos like 4 times in full in editing. Anyways though, just to pretend that this was all a intentional joke, we're going to do the same thing but in reverse. Austria continued their perfect record in Group I with 2 wins against Lebanon. This also means the Austrians will be moving on to the next round. Palestine put together a really great window as well with 2 wins against Bangladesh. While the Palestinians weren't able to qualify for the next round in March, they will definitely seal the deal in June. And so that is your World Cup. Alright, fine, I'll fucking talk about it. Back over in group fuck me, Indonesia and Vietnam played each other twice. In the first match in Jakarta, the new-look Indonesians beat Vietnam with a single goal. Then in the return fixture, the Indonesians brutally penetrated the Vietnamese and won 3-0. Dear Indonesia, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Very wrong, in fact. I must admit, I was not familiar with your game. Not one bit. Vietnam is indeed finished. We are smaller than East Timor. Alright, now we're finally done with this stupid video. Now, of course, is the question we always ask. How is your team doing? I want to fucking die. Are they doing well? Are they doing alright? Have you made it to the 3rd round of qualifiers? Are you one of the fans of one of the Virgin teams? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we have fans of the Virgin teams on this channel. Maybe. Of course, a massive shout out to all our patrons, including Janos Barash, Brazilian Fury, Miliaway009, A Wise Orange, Anazir Makalangkong, Alex Rod, Ulta, Anaya20, Araisan, Billy Jack, Hysteria, Miguel Munoz, Return Fire, Rory Burns, Slider Kid, Snifferx, Taco Okafan, Tana Permelius Lane Khan, The Cypriot 35, Tomicus, Victor, Astro, Chris Visconsi, Dominic Griffin, Louis Joparicio, Kentra Gatra, Kyler Krebs, Lucian Von Croix, Niche, Patrick Barley, Rashford God 5, Raspberry Ale, Rowan Cookie, Sylvia Citrus, subscribe to Tendetem, and of course, Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you want, follow my Instagram if you like, follow my TikTok. You don't really have to do that. You can also follow my Twitch. I'm going to do, hopefully, a Eurovision watch-along for, like, the final if nothing bad happens to my throat. Pause. Oh, and you might be wondering, oh, Maxwell, where'd you get this really cool merch? Well, it's on our website, macwell.store. Alright, anyways, until then, I'll see you guys. This can fucking... Ah, shit! Ow! Fuck, why'd I do that? Ow! Why'd the paper rip so weirdly? I just cut myself. Anyways, fuck this shit, man. Ah!